All right, go.
All right, welcome back to CrossFit Big Dane. We're here with another installation of our little tutorial videos. I'm trying to maintain a little more efficiency in some of our movements. Today we are going to talk about toes to bar. All right, so we break it down. We're going to break down the movement a little bit. Often we see either trouble getting your very first one, or more commonly you're able to do a couple in a row, but as we fatigue or during WODs, we find that we often will lose that kipping rhythm in the middle of a WOD with that fatigue setting in. Things go awry and start to lose the rhythm. So, just a quick breakdown of the steps we're going to go through. Step one is to achieve that big kip, so we want to think of it actively shoulder or actively pressing that bar or our body back from that bar with that shoulder joint. All right, keeping those elbows pretty much locked out. Once you have that big kip, within the big kip, backing up, we're going to press back, and as we come through, we're going to relax and let our head come in between our elbows or in front, depending on your flexibility, and just maintain that actively pressing and relaxing. And once you have that, all that's left to do is perform some knees to elbows, or just pulling your knees up towards your chest. As you press your body away from the bar, we're going to start to pull those knees up towards your chest. We want to be thinking of proper line of action, so you want to keep your body in line with the bar. And the step after that, to perform the actual toes to the bar efficiently, is to perform that knees to elbow with just a quick flick of the feet at the end, so we're not doing that big pike, big long line of action. We're just bringing those knees up in a quick flick. It's going to keep everything a little bit more compact and more efficient. Third, we'll talk about a quick recovery, so that's after your toes have made contact with the bar, bringing your feet back down to get in position as your head's going to be coming back forward to get in an efficient position to then perform the next rep. We're talking about how we want to do a quick recovery. We want to kick our feet down at the ground as quickly as possible. After that, I'll talk through and we'll have Brandon demonstrate some mistakes that I commonly see during WODs and things like that. All right? All right, go ahead, hop up there. So Brandon's going to start up on the bar, just maintaining that big kip, or achieving it. You can see he's actively pressing his shoulders back away from the bar, and as he comes through, he's relaxing and letting his head come in between, if not in front of his elbows. At the core, as he presses back, he's getting into that hollow body position, so he's contracting his core, and as he relaxes, he gets into a bit of an arch position. Relax. All right, so that next step is to work that same position, but then start to bring our knees to our elbows as we are pushing our body back away from the bar. So Brandon will hop up. So he's going to get a couple kips. Perfect. So he's actively pressing away, and as he does that, he's just bringing his knees up towards his chest. His feet are kicking down, and as he does so, he relaxes his chest and his shoulder, and he lets his body press forward to maintain that proper kip. Relax. All right, so within that being efficient, what we want to get away from is the big pike toes to the bar, where our legs are straight and we're coming straight up. So what we want to think of is just performing that same knees to elbow, and then right at that last second as your knees get to their peak, kicking those feet up towards the bar real quick. So Brandon will demonstrate. So we'll start with a couple kips. Good. Just getting those knees to elbow, and you can see he's essentially performing that same knees to elbow action, but he's just extending that knee joint a little bit at the very end there. Still pressing with that shoulder joint back away from the bar, relaxing as he comes down underneath. The last step is that quick recovery. So after your feet have made contact with the bar, coming back down, you really want to think about shooting your feet down straight towards the ground as fast as possible, not just letting them slowly drag down. Don't resist the movement, because that's going to slow it down. If you're slow to it, it's not going to time up right. You want your feet to or your legs really to fully extend underneath your body as your head presses through the hole. So as he demonstrates, you can see his legs are fully extending at the same time that his head is getting to its peak forward. Still actively pressing at that shoulder joint. All right. So some common mistakes, especially during WODs, if you have a couple, if you're able to do toes to bar already, but you find that you lose your rhythm as you go, is you lose that shoulder press, and it's going to start that bad swing, which really kills your rhythm. So what that looks like. So you can see not much shoulder joint action going on, and that swing's already occurring. So no good rhythm there. All right. So we want to remember to really push with that shoulder joint away from using our shoulder joint away from that bar. The next step, very common mistake is slow recovery. So we've done a proper kip, we've kicked the bar, but now we're kind of resisting that movement. We're coming down with our feet real slow, which will result in the same loss of rhythm. You can see his feet and his head don't really time up the same when he's doing this, and it's creating that bad swing, killing his rhythm. All right, so just real quick, one review of what a proper toes to the bar looks like. Again, maintain that strong shoulder press. He's pressing his body back away. He's pulling his knees up to his chest and just performing a little flick at the end. His head comes through the hole at the same time at its peak that his legs fully extend at the bottom. All right, so that's the basic breakdown. Remember, you want to achieve that big kip, work the knees to elbow, get away from that big pike, the big line of action where your legs are straight, keep everything in tight. And then quick recovery, bringing your feet down, kicking them down towards the ground as fast as possible. All right. Again, those major mistakes or screw-ups that we see during WODs when we start to fatigue is we forget to press with that shoulder because we're getting tired. Maybe it's in the middle of a WOD with double unders or snatches or something, other shoulder oriented exercises, and we're getting tired of that shoulder. You just got to remember to kind of press a little bit harder than what you may be used to, as well as that slow recovery, bringing those feet down towards the ground. You always want to try and kick down, straight down at the ground as fast as possible. Your kip, as long as you're maintaining it, will kind of take care of the rest. So for those of you that have a couple toes to the bar or have the strength to get the toes to the bar, that works great. However, if you're at a point where you're not quite there yet, it's really hard to just do a toes to the bar if you don't have the strength. So a great exercise, the best one, to really strengthen the core and that shoulder joint through that same line of action that we're performing during the toes to the bar is that ab wheel rollout. The ab wheel rollout we do on Saturdays quite often. We don't always get the opportunity to do it during class, so it's one of those ones that you probably want to do, the 10 minutes before class if you get there early, or if you have time to stick around at the end. Very simple, maybe a couple sets of 10 to 15 reps. It's really going to activate or strengthen that core as well as that shoulder joint in that hollow body position. Coming up next, we'll do a quick video of the tutorial on how to perform the ab wheel rollout properly, so that you'll get a good glimpse of what that looks like so you're able to add that in. So even if you have toes to the bar, it's always great to throw those in. You just build that strength, build that endurance. That's all I got for you for today. Thanks for stopping by CrossFit Big Dane.